Okay, so we have the lettuces here, and you were just saying that this is the variety of. Can you say that?
Batavia dorée de printemps.
Okay.
Voilà la variété.
So this is an old French variety,
C'est une,
heirloom variety.
Heirloom.
Heirloom variety.
c'est une-
This is already good because this is heavy, but it's good to attach it somehow to a stake because somebody will just come along and go like, oh, I need this to weigh something down, and it happens, and then you forget, oh, what was it again?
Donc, ça c'est bien parce que c'est lourd, mais il vaut mieux mettre l'accrocher, sinon quelqu'un pourrait le prendre pour notre usage
Le déplacer.
And this is fantastic looking, isn't it?
et c'est beau, non?
And you notice that these ones are way ahead of these ones, even though it's the same variety.
Même si c'est la même variété, il y en a qui sont en avance par rapport aux autres.
So this one here, this is a great example because this one here is only developing flowers,
Donc voilà un bon exemple.
whereas this one has already made flowers.
Une plante qui commence seulement à monter, à avoir des fleurs, et l'autre qui en a beaucoup.
Now I would suggest that we do a bit of roguing. And remember, roguing is where you take away that which is kind of inferior to the rest of the plant.
Donc-
For instance, this one here.
Je propose qu'on enlève certaines qui sont moins fortes que les autres.
And you could pull out the whole plant, but maybe somebody will still eat it, but it's a bit late, so maybe we'll pull out the whole
On
plant.
pourrait
Yeah?
arracher toute la plante ou non, ça dépend.
Break it like this.
Si c'est mangeable ou non ce qui reste dans
You
ce cas.
see,
non.
I just tread on a little baby plant, sorry. I didn't realize they were in there. And
Okay,
then you take it away because sometimes it even still produces a flower if you know, it still kind of grows maybe one or two flowers. So take it away and maybe get rid of it.
On va s'en débarrasser
About
parce que
that
ça
one,
pourrait
mais
encore
sur
faire
le
des graines et
Yeah, we need to go along here. Maybe we might as well do it now.
Can you compost the seeds?
You can,
Si c'est possible de composter ce qu'on va
Yeah.
enlever,
as long as there's no seeds in it.
au
As
moins
long as
qu'il
it's just
n'y ait
flowers.
pas de graines,
Before flower
seulement des
stage.
fleurs.
C'est pour le compost.
C'est pour le compost.
And you must rogue
graines, non.
this. You must pull it out before it goes to flower, because it'll pass that on to the other flowers.
Donc là, il faut l'enlever les petits parce qu'ils vont.
Thanks.
Les dégénérés.
So we come back later and we rogue out the ones that we think are too small or not worth it.
Donc
If you sow them in the beginning of the year,
les fleurs, si on laisse traverser l'hiver, on pourrait avoir des graines au printemps.
so if you grow them in the beginning of the year, they will go to flower by the end of the year.
Mais si on sème en début d'année, on aura des graines en fin d'année.
But the problem is, if you're in a wet climate,
Mais dans des endroits humides,
what can happen is you can get a lot of mold on these ones here.
on pourrait avoir des moisissures sur les fleurs.
Whereas here in France, it's nice and dry.
Mais en France, il fait plutôt sec.
Now the other thing as well, which is handy about these lettuces, is
Ce qui est utile aussi,
that first what will happen is it'll make this flower here. You can see this yellow flower.
d'abord les fleurs jaunes.
Then it will close up and it will become this.
Ensuite, la fleur va se fermer.
And once all of those have pretty much done that,
Et une fois qu'elles auront tout fait,
and you see the next level, the next stage of this one here, the
la
white,
prochaine étape, c'est les
the little
fleurs
white
blanches.
fluffy ones, yeah?
Yeah.
If most of them are like that, you can just cut the whole plant off and the seeds will be ripe.
Donc
All
là,
of these, even if they're closed.
when you have the white flower.
Once you have a lot of white flower, because that means that,
C'est prêt.
especially if there's hardly any yellow flowers left.
Ok, donc quand il y a beaucoup de fleurs blanches comme ça, on peut couper, on peut en garder les graines.
Okay? And that's nice to know, otherwise you have to kind of pick each one singly.
Et ça,
And
c'est
that
bien
can
à
take a long
savoir.
time.
Sinon, on mettrait beaucoup de temps à tout prendre.
Ah oui.
They are the seeds. Now, when you...
The question is, do you weigh?
One second, I'll answer the question in a minute. Now, once you take them off, once you cut them off, you put them into a big bag
Une fois coupé, on met tout ça
in
dans
a dry
un sac,
place.
dans un endroit sec.
I should say. And then what happens is, all the ones that have gone to flower and closed again, like I just said,
Donc tous ceux qui ont fleuri puis fermé,
where the seeds are ripe already,
quand les graines sont prêtes,
will open up inside the bag and turn into these white fluffy thingies.
donc ça, le processus va continuer même dans un sac fermé.
And this way, you just shake them and you get all the seeds. And you don't have to do lots of work.
On n'a que agiter et on aura
sac
des graines
fermé,
au
on
fond du
agite.
sac.
Un sac en papier.
There's one more thing I want to say and then I take
Ça,
questions,
après,
okay? Now, if you grow this one and that one together, it seems to be one that you just pick the leaves.
Donc on a deux variétés en fait très près l'une de l'autre.
Now, if it goes to seed at the same time,
Donc si ça monte en graines au même moment,
it's fantastic because these will not cross because this little flower here,
donc en fait c'est pas la même variété et il n'y a pas de risque de croisement à
before,
cause des fleurs.
before it opens, we
Avant
said
que
this
ça
early
s'ouvre.
on, before it opens, the pollen will go onto the female part.
D'accord. Emeline.
Avant que ça s'ouvre, le pollen va aller sur la partie femelle.
And therefore, then it opens, but it'll already be fertilized and it cannot be fertilized by any other leek variety.
La,
Lettuce
Ouais.
variety.
la fleur va s'ouvrir, mais elle est déjà fécondée, donc elle va pas être pollinisée par l'autre.
So you can see you can grow loads of different varieties of lettuce next to each other, providing you have enough of each variety, 10 maybe.
Donc tu peux mettre beaucoup de variétés de laitue les unes à côté des autres, à condition d'avoir au moins 10 plants de chaque variété pour la variété génétique. pour la
I have
diversité.
collected red ones and green ones at the same time, and I mixed them all together. And I had there was no green and red lettuce, it was always green and red.
J'ai fait récolter des rouges et des vertes en même temps, je les ai mélangées, mais en fait ça n'a pas fait de croisement, ça restait rouge et vert. Parce qu'elles sont elles s'auto-pollinisent. les
Ah,
salades.
voilà.
Pollinisation
Donc elles ne font pas de four.
autogame.
So any questions?
Qui gardent des graines qui a priori sont pas plus grosses mais qui vont être plus goûteuses parce qu'elles sont dedans poussées.
Some people keep seeds that perhaps have different qualities, like they have better taste, rather than just being big. Is it?
Like for the children, sometimes the children are very small at the beginning, but they could be better than bigger, you know,
Yeah.
bigger guys.
But the general rule is that you keep it for you only like all these old varieties. We're trying to keep them true to type, and these old varieties already have been bred in such a way that they have an amazing taste.
Donc certains de ces vieilles, ces vieilles variétés ont déjà des certaines qualités. Donc on va essayer de respecter ces qualités et voilà. Donc on va choisir les plantes les plus qui ont l'air le plus sains et toutes les qualités sont là.
So if you're growing the same one like we've seen here, and these ones are a bit smaller, you don't really want them to be contributing into the next year's seed, really.
Donc les petits, on va pas essayer de garder des petits pour la prochaine génération, on va privilégier les grands.
And the only reason really for that is it can be disease, and that's why they're held back. It can also be just they hit a stone.
Donc c'est peut-être parce qu'il y a une maladie, peut-être qu'il y avait des cailloux en dessous, donc ils n'ont pas poussé plus que ça.
And in a way, it doesn't mean it's not. You can still eat it, for instance.
On pourrait tout à fait les garder pour les manger, les plus petits.
But somehow the strength of it does get passed on to the next generation. It doesn't matter if you have a lot to choose from, then one or two is okay.
Mais il y a plus de force ici que là.
But imagine all your 10 are like that, and you know they should be like this.
Mais si on en a 10 qui sont petits,
So you grew
mais on
wrong
sait que
somehow.
ça devrait être comme ça, on
Somehow
sait qu'il y a un problème quelque part.
Somehow they're too small, so you need to make sure that you only save seeds from the biggest, best stocks. So that you know, each year it's taken hundreds of years to grow them this way. So why even bother unless you're going to do it perfect?